had such a traumatic time in my 20s. Trying to get married, that is. So before I met my lovely wife, Emma, I had some failed attempts. And I wasn't doing very well, because arranged marriages, well, they're more like introductions, but when I get introduced to someone, we turn up at their house, and there'd be like 2 carloads of, 3 carload from our side and 2 carloads of people, and you go in, it's just, try and guess which girl it is. There's like 3 uncles and a dad and a mom and 4 aunties, and I don't know who's who. It was a very traumatic. I was a sensitive boy. Yeah. So then I wouldn't meet anyone for 6 months. Like, it'd be so traumatic. And it happened a few times. And then my 20s were slipping away. And then I had another relative, and he realized he obviously doesn't like the big families getting together. It's too traumatic. And he said, look, I know someone. They've got a daughter. She works in London. You're in London. Why don't I give you her number? You just meet quietly at a pizza house somewhere. And I thought, oh, that's novel. That's what white people do. So let's try that then. My way is not working. But I was still quite religious. So I had a big beard, had a turban, but I had a suit as well, a suit and tie, British Airways. And waiting at Pizza Hut, and this young lady comes in, and she was wearing all black. She looked very modern. She had her tights, her skirt. She looked very professional, but for me, she didn't look very religious. Yeah? She was lovely and everything, but the first thing I thought, oh, she's not very religious. This is like a complete mismatch. Anyway, we sat down, started talking, obviously got into the background, families, religion, and she had the most incredible story to tell me. And I'd been to India, and there's some religious holy places, and we'd been to the same place. But if you go to this particular place, the saint who meditated there, he used to meditate underground, because it's cooler, it's away from people. But he passed away like 50 years ago. And if you want to go down and see where he meditated, you have to promise you will chant a mantra every day for a couple of hours on the beads. You've got to do 6 of these. Go do the meditation, the mantra on each bead for a couple of hours. Keep going round and round the beads. And I remember I did it for a while, and then she did it for the whole summer. She was about 16 or 17 before she went to uni. And she started telling me, so when I came back, I took it seriously. I was meditating every day for 2.5 hours. And she goes, I liked it, it was nice, but it was fine. And then she went to uni. And you know, in uni, when you're in uni, you've got to make your friends. You're sitting with this new group of people, and you're just chatting, and you're saying, where are you from? What do you like doing? I like this music. I got a pet, I got brothers and sisters. And they were then they started saying, somehow they got on the topic of reading hands, palms, and they were like grabbing each other's hands. I think you've got a brother and a dog, and they go, oh no, I've got a sister and a cat. They're completely wrong. And then she joined in, and she grabbed someone's hand, and she said, oh, you play the piano, you got 3 sisters, I'm from London. And the girl looked at her and said, how do you know? And she was like, no, I'm just joking. I'm just saying it. She goes, no, that's exactly right. How do you know? And she's like, no, I just... And she thought, that's weird. And then every time she got together with her friends, they started saying, read my hand. And then she'd say, well, you're like this, and this, you like this, and you like that. And they go, how do you know? She kept getting it right. And she thought, nah, they're just having me on. Then she went back home to her mum in Birmingham, and she started telling her mum, all these people at uni, they get me to read their palms, and I don't know, they keep saying I'm getting it right. And her mum said, go on then. And she started telling her mum something, so she hadn't seen her mum for a couple of months, and her mum said, how did you know that? And then her mom she worked in a factory, rag trade, the sewing factories with all the other aunties, we call them. And she started telling them, my daughter can read palms. Then all the aunties started coming around her house. Can you read it? Can you just tell me what's happening with my son? He's thinking of getting married to so-and-so. Is it a good thing? Or my dad's not very well. Will he get better? Or this is happening in India and we think they're being possessed. Do you think there's some ghosts on them? Or what's And she was just, the whole queue, the reputation, people coming all the time. And her like holidays before she went back to uni, she got so fed up. She said to her mum, stop asking me. I had enough. Tell your friends to stop coming here, right? I'm not doing this anymore. And the next day, the auntie's still coming. Other people are coming. And she thought, they all got a reputation now. The words got out there. And she thought, you know what I'm going to do? When they give me their hand, I'm just going to lie. I'm going to lie. I'm going to just tell them the opposite. And then she'd say, yeah, this is going to happen, that's not going to work out, you're going to win the lottery. And guess what? Everything she said came true. It still came true. And she got so frustrated. She stopped doing her beads, she stopped meditating, she cut her hair, she went to the modern look, and she said, I'm done with it. I'm done with meditation. All these powers, I can't handle it. Seeing the future. And I was like, wow, you were like 10 times more spiritual than me, even though I look 10 times more spiritual than you. And then we said, okay, that's nice. We went back to our place, and next day she called, or I called her, I can't remember. And then said, so what do you think? Do you want to meet again? And she said, actually, I don't see a future for us together. Then I was upset. I thought that white way doesn't work either. Thank you. So that's my.